Hi there. Name's Deoxinity. Count this as a face reveal. So, Dragon Ball. You know it? If you don't know it, are you living under a rock? If you didn't know, Dragon Ball is like separated into 4 main eras. The OG, Z, GT, and Super. But there is like 2 other shows, so get this. Most people don't know that OG Dragon Ball exists. They just believe that Dragon Ball starts at Z. It does not start at Z. It starts at OG Dragon Ball. So, mostly, some people that I know think that Dragon Ball starts when Goku is, well, whatever age he is in the start of Z, and with Gohan. But no, he starts as a 10-year-old or 12-year-old boy in the mountains. I recently got into Dragon Ball around 2022 or 2021, around when I got my second Switch, which is right here. The reason how I got into it is because I got Z Kakarot because I watched some like sort of recap video like over something, I don't know, over, I think it was like Broly or something, or some of the forums. Before I got Z Kakarot, I just known Dragon Ball as anime. It's the big one. But it's a part of a group, technically, of big anime as of today. But, Dragon Ball OG. There are many ways to watch Dragon Ball OG. There is, well, the anime, the manga, or the movies. And today I'll be looking at how many ways there are to watch or consume Dragon Ball OG media. Alright, first one is the anime. The OG anime. It ran for 5 seasons in the US, technically. I don't know how many seasons it ran in Japan or other areas of the world, but it is the original Dragon Ball. On the means of how to watch it, though, is kind of weird. I think it's on Crunchyroll, but I don't use Crunchyroll as I'm one of those people that actually wants to own their media. So, the best way for me to own it would probably be the box sets. But they do go for like 25 to 40 bucks. That's why I only have season 1. Overall, the box set is pretty high quality if you get a good condition. I got mine from like a Game Exchange a year ago. And if you see, there's a couple of discs. There's a marking right here from someone wrote it, so I can't get that back. But something you do notice with these box sets, this will happen if I ever talk about Z or GT, is they have the Dragon Ball like logo in the back with Shenron, or Shenlong if you are a nerd, on the side, so it gives that extra bit of like collectability to be cool. Alright, the second way to consume OG Dragon Ball media is read the manga. As I don't read the manga of many, I've read it for Super, but that's just because of the availability of Super. Like, I can't get my hands on Z or OG at all. Like, the best I've seen is going to Walmart and getting whatever's there. Like, I got issue 17 of Dragon Ball Super, and I had no clue what was going on. And then I got 3 and 4 from my school's book fair when I still went to my old school. Or when I was like smaller, I think it was like a year or 2 ago. But basically, the manga is that, but condensed onto paper, and it came before it. And that's where Akira Toriyama's work actually shines through, sort of. If you don't know, I get this name like mixed up weird. Akira Toriyama is the man who single-handedly created Dragon Ball. Not single-handedly, but like, he helped. Or he is known for being like the creator. If you didn't know this, Dragon Ball is actually inspired by a story called Journey to the West, I think it's what it's called, but Like, that's where they, pretty sure that's where he got Son Goku, like, the name. And, like, it's pretty popular, and I think in China, or those kind of areas. I don't know. I'm just here to talk about the funny, spiky hair dude. So, the third, I'm gonna keep talking about this. Dragon Ball goes up to, like, I think 15 or 5. I'm not sure, but it goes pretty short compared to Z. Z goes to like 23, and Super's just getting up there to like 17 or 20. Like, they're pretty long. But the manga, I have found that it's like most of the anime condensed. So it's like a faster, more like streamlined. If you don't like it's streamlined to some people. Like, if you don't want to watch it, you can always read it, and it's pretty fast. So if you like reading or don't want to spend 17 hours on the opening of Z or any like the seasons, I'd suggest get the manga. In other like weird parts, I'm pretty sure in Japan, or I know in Japan, that like Dragon Ball Z does not exist. Like, technically it does, but that's because it was later introduced. Like, it just carried on as Dragon Ball until like a certain point, until I think they rebranded it at the Buu arc. But over here in America, it was already like originally Dragon Ball Z, like at the Dragon Ball Z start, like at the end of original Dragon Ball. In Japan, it just goes from Dragon Ball like to Dragon Ball like 40. But here it just goes like to 20, and then Z starts. So the third way to consume Dragon Ball OG media is to watch the movies. I only have 2 here. There is like 2 more in the middle. Like, this covers like up to Goku meeting Bulma and Roshi and like Yamcha, but it's got like a separate side story. Like, there's some art on the back, but like, these movies are kind of like Elseworld stories where everything happens, but in a weird way. Like, yeah, they meet Oolong, Yamcha, and Bulma, and Roshi, but it's in a weird way, because they're also, like, this random fanfic girl that's just there for the movie. Same as this one. It's basically just the tournament arc, except Tien and Chaozu and like the whole Crane School gets introduced way earlier. Usually it'd be introduced in 80, this would be like 30 to 40 territory, so pretty earlier. Like, pretty sure it's a whole 2 world tournaments happen, and like they just cut one off, so one just happens and Tien's just there. Overall, it is kind of weird. It's got some switch ups, like Chaozu's the emperor of a whole country now. And this guy still dies. And if you notice on the cover, there is another person on there. That's, fun fact, Akira Toriyama has made like multiple manga and like multiple stories, but like one of his most popular, and like how he actually like, not really how, but like the one that came before Dragon Ball was called Dr. Slump, which I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not like big on it. I haven't read anything, but like I know about it. But that's like one of the side or second main character, I guess, technically. That's a robot. Yeah. I don't know, it's weird. So those are the like, wait, there is one more like I don't know how to say this, but like there's 4 OG Dragon Ball movies. But these 3, like, there's 3. This one's Curse of the Blood Rubies, and then there's like another one, like, there's another one in between that one, and then it's Mystical Adventure. I'm pretty sure this is my favorite out of the 3. But the second one I do not have, as I cannot find it anywhere for a cheap price, as in $20. In my area, or I don't want to order it from offline. So, there's a 4th movie, but it's basically just a recap of Dragon Ball, but shortened. Like, the manga basically is condensed into that first arc, and then, like, it's a mix of the first arc and the second arc mixed together, where, like, the Red Ribbon Army comes in really early. And the movie's overall pretty long. Like, I haven't watched it myself, but I've like seen reviews of it. But overall, I'm pretty sure it's a kind of okay way to consume OG Dragon Ball. And those are the three most well-known ways. But there's a secret fifth one. There's GBA game. I'm gonna put a picture of it right here if I edit this video. It's a GBA game. I remember, funny story, like my grandma has this like machine, not machine, but like little like rip-off Chinese game PSP thing that you get from like Temu or Temu, whatever the heck it's called. It had a bunch of pirated GBA and NES games, and it so happened to have a copy of Dragon Ball, like this. I forget the name, but like I'll put the box art, as I said. It's a condensed version of that fourth movie I was talking about, where it's just like the first two arcs mixed together. It's basically Z Kakarot before Z Kakarot, and it's before Z, so it's a little bit strange. And overall, it's the weirdest way to consume this media. And overall, those were the 5 like well-known ways, I guess, to consume OG Dragon Ball media. If I do make a part 2, it will be over Z. It will be long. Why am I turning yellow? I see this on my camera. Yeah, so that was it for this video. I was just talking about Dragon Ball. I'm a nerd. Frick, I got a bowl cut. And goodbye.